Yeah,
let me start. Hello, it's September 26, 2023. It's a sidecar working group. Welcome, everybody. We have more people. Yeah, I don't think there is anything on agenda today. I'm not sure how much progress we made. Jess, you want to start to say something?
not so much, I fear.
Okay. Yeah, with regards to mapping, like labeling issues, I got blessing from SIG architecture, so they generally okay with that. I mean, maybe country backs will be asking questions, but should be fine. So I will do it this week. Other than that, I'm trying to get um, the termination order decision approved. Like we need to either go one way with uh, with SIG term during pre-stop, or we need to go another way with a potential gap between pre-stop completed and SIG term being sent. So neither like both are changes to existing behavior, like expected behavior. I really like first one better, but it's my personal preference, mostly because I feel like just feeling that more people will be broken by the fact that something is not working after um, everything is terminated, after like pre-stop completed. So something will be in incomplete state and will break, rather than like pre-stop will be terminated in the middle.
I think it depends also on how is the implementation, because if it's much uglier, the first one, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Aprit, welcome to the group. Do you have any topics? What brought you here?
Hey everyone. So I am a member of contributors.com. Actually, I am interested in writing a blog post, as I told you in the Slack. As we discussed there, you guys want to the blog post will be focused on sidecar cap. Uh, so there are no rules we can do that, but as I am a beginner, so I have started learning about sidecars and the about the whole enhancement program. So, what do you think? How should we proceed about it? This, do you want me to put all the questions in a doc and then you will be filling it up, or uh, interview and then we are going to convert it into a blog? Because the blog format is the interview type format. I will be the one who is asking questions, and you guys are the one who are answering them, and we are going to convert them in the blog post like that. This is a traditional format. We can obviously change it. There is no hard and fast rule. So yeah, how you guys want it to be. My aim is if we are doing it for sidecar kep, then the blog, if any if anybody is going through the blog, he or she can understand basically what is the concept of sidecar, plus whole a general idea about SIG Node and how a beginner can contribute.
Yeah, I think Sidecar is a good proxy to understand all the complexities of SIG Node. Like Sidecar feature has a long history, like yes can attest. When couldn't have like we couldn't do anything with this part of code because it was very poorly tested. So we even formed a separate like sub project to fix that. And after all that, it was fixed, and now we're in better shape, so we can afford to do that work. It also highlights some lack of contributors. Like we really want more contributors, and we encourage people to contribute, but also we need to make sure that everybody understands that contributions are hard. Yeah, maybe. And sidecar cap is a good proxy to all of these topics. That like first is our main job is to keep everything working smoothly, being tested. Then so it's like a lot of churn work. then we doing a lot of exciting features because Sidecar is something that everybody wants, and it's like very modern. Workloads really want this pattern to be used. And then finally, we need more contributors, and we welcome them, but contributions are not generally super easy.
Yeah, so I am actually going through the proposal you guys submitted on the, like, I found it on the net, like in the Kubernetes enhancement program. It's a long proposal. So uh, like now I am going through it to like get a glimpse of like what questions to form about the blog post. So like do you folks want to cover the whole blog post in the, like, in these meetings, or like asynchronously over the Slack?
Slack or Docs would be great, I think. You can make a Google Docs to make a blog.
I think Google Doc is the ideal format, and we can reply to, like, we can answer different parts of a Google Doc. So like, it's not necessarily every person replying to every question.
So also, like, I am a beginner, like I am a bit like researching about sidecars. It's a new concept for me too. Like when you mentioned it, like, and when Dims mentioned it in the Slack, I started researching about it. So like how can I, as a beginner, can contribute and can understand it? Like also to make the blog post more interactive, plus from a point of view, like how, if I am a beginner, how I can like understand it. Like my basic like what I understand from the concept of sidecar is like it's a helping container for your main container application, if that is like summary of it for me right now.
I think you can make it one of the questions to an interview. So you can
Ah,
start with
yeah,
like your background,
I
and
I
you.
actually wrote it. I am actually working on it. So, uh, there, that's why I'm asking, like, how I can, like, deepen my knowledge about it. Like, I am reading few blog posts, and I asked in the contribute forms to, so Chris send me some resources and blog posts uh to read. So I formulated some of the questions regarding that, because uh like initially I am planning a general overview of SIG Node, but like we can do this as well. So there are some questions which are general to SIG Node. Plus I recently find out that spotlight on SIG Node is already been there, but that is of year 2020, so it is quite deprecated. That is like so we are going to update it. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is instead of like, we can definitely send you articles and blog posts, and it may highlight the amount of interest. But I think what we can also do is you will be asking these questions genuinely in a Google Doc, and through our answers, you can kind of write a story. I don't think you. I mean, put your personality there. Don't worry about it. Like you are, as an interviewer, also can put your personality there, and you're doing a lot of work to help us.
that would be an interesting take on the blog.
Yeah, and I think many people like you wants to like know a little about Kubernetes, use maybe parts of it, but then they don't know how to continue. And you, like that, like every person like that has this fresh perspective on how to ask, like what questions you have, like where I go, like how do I search, like who do I speak to. That may be a good lens to ask questions. So instead of you researching it first and then from a perspective of already knowing it, asking questions, you can ask questions in a Google Doc, and we can help by answering.
Okay. So like anything else like you all wanted to be like mentioned in the blog? Like how do you want to shape it?
Any opinions? I think it's already like beefy enough, so we will get a lot of topics. Yeah.
Yeah, so because I am going through the previous blog, the general overview is covered over there. We cannot like remove the old blog, actually, because it is written by someone and it's a valid contribution, so we cannot remove it. I confirmed it. But what we can do, we can do a updated version. So if we are doing it from a sidecar cap perspective, then it would be like nice. So is it okay if I focus on mainly the sidecar and the whole overview of the SIG node, which is generally covered in the previous blog? I can mention the link. Is it okay, or like mm, from we can start from a general overview and then we can catch up to the sidecar cap?
Make it interesting. Like I think if you can do it, like you can have preamble saying like I wanted to learn like what's going on with the sidecars, and that's why I'm asking these questions. Um, I don't think it's I think it's genuine. You want to learn that, so if you do genuinely want to learn that, like let's put it in writing and let's make it seen as such. And I think previous blog post was written from perspective of somebody very familiar with how everything works, asking questions. And we've been trying to, I think it's me and Alana at the time, we've been trying to answer. So new and existing contributors will be interested in that. We can make this blog post mostly about like how do you enter, like how do you start learning. That may be more interesting.
Yep. Uh, So like, do you want to like fill up the docs in meetings, or we'll be doing like we will be doing it asynchronously? I will provide a doc in some days, and then you folks will going to fill it, or like you have these meetings every Tuesday. You want me to like we can fill it together in the meetings.
Any preferences, Matthias? Gunja? For me, it's easier if it's done offline. So send whatever you have, send it, and we will contribute. But Matthias,
Yeah, same. Yeah.
we also have different time
Like
zones. So, yeah.
yep. Also like are there any like good first issues or anything I can contribute to like in SIG node or like in sidecar care, because I am going through the proposal, and like I found there are some things which you all are working upon. So like, is there any way I can get in also?
You can write tests. Do you want to write tests? It's relatively easy, but it will teach you a lot.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
We have a lot of tests to write. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
mostly scenario
You are talking
tests.
about tests. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Is it
So
something you're
like,
interested in?
yep, like I have to learn it. Is there any specific language the tests are written in, or like,
Everything is Go.
okay? So like, how can I start?
Um, so you need to there is a contributors IO with getting started, and there is like also SIG Node specific getting started, which is like not complete but somehow useful. And then when with these contributors, uh, you can set an environment so you can run tests. Like once you able to run tests, then we can talk about which test to write and how to structure them and this kind of things. So you will need to go through contributors experience, and it's all on kubernetes.io.
Like, I need to go to contributor experience and like need to understand it first.
Yeah.
If I am understanding it right.
Yeah, just make sure you have Kubernetes and like Kubernetes repository cloned and environment set up. So all the like it's not many dependencies. I think you mostly need Docker or something. And then once you have it, we can continue. And this can be solved in the chat as well. So you can ping us in the chat, in the Slack.
Okay. So then I guess I will take the leave.
Yeah, thank you. So I don't think we have any other topics.
Like I will start the thread on the Slack asking this because I have few more doubts regarding this. So that will be okay.
Thank you. And we will have a recording of this meeting. So if you forget something, you can always come back.
Yeah, I saw that on the doc. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Kunjo, Matthias, any other topics beyond English stuff?
I saw that Tim replied, but I haven't read yet
Oh, I haven't seen
what
it
he
yet.
wrote.
Yes. I think we have to reply that comment. He think that we have to make a new field for this type of webhook, this type of lifecycle hook, like path pre-stop or pre-stop path. I think it is for not breaking any behavior.
Oh, okay. Let me share my screen.
And we can just implement the default termination grace period for sidecar containers, like 5 seconds, and make it configurable after that, I think. That is how he proposed.
Okay, I need to understand it better. So I don't know, like even with the proposal that team wrote, I don't understand why we need this extra 5 seconds.
Because we have to, if we don't have the path pre-stop hook, then we have some way for sidecar containers to terminate gracefully. So I think that is the reason.
Okay. I guess we need to come back.
Yeah, but this would definitely not work with the spot instances. Or you need to take into account the 30 seconds minus 5 times the number of sidecars to put as the grace period or something like this.
I think he just wants to extend the whole termination period.
Yeah, but we cannot do this with spot instances.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can discuss with Google Cloud and they would allow us.
Yeah. No, we can always like decrease graceful, like, so we need to start accounting for sidecars, saying like, oh, you have a sidecars, we will give you less because sidecars will extend it to 5 seconds.
Yeah, like this. So okay,
But
yeah.
this is crazy. Like it puts unnecessary complexity on admin of Kubernetes. So instead of admin saying all pods please terminate within the next 30 seconds and then you're gone, admin now know, okay, you have 30 seconds, you have 25, and I like you the most, you have 40. So it's
Kubernetes doing politics.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that will be the biggest disadvantage of the approach that team suggested. So yeah. So he basically advocates for approach that we had in the very beginning that Joe proposed originally.
Yes.
And that doesn't account for this small living, very short termination periods.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and he's even complaining that he was not part of this discussion. We should just reply, CF Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me reply to that. Or anybody, somebody wants to reply? I can do that. And yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, so we still need to decide. Yeah, I would. That's a discussion we should have with Todd. Is like, or we should even like implement both of them and then choose the one from the implementation that is the less strange or hair-pulled.
Well, that implementation. I thought you were talking about implementation of sidecars. So from implementation of sidecars perspective, you will need to implement pre-stop and also handle SIG term in parallel. And in the case of alternative approach, with a gap, you implement pre-stop regularly, and then you don't. If you don't want to react on SIG term, you can just ignore it, and it will terminate you. So implementation-wise, it's easier to implement it the second way. You don't need to handle SIG term if you don't want.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
So you only take as long time as you want for pre-stop, and you guarantee to execute this pre-stop, and then everything beyond that you either like how it's like subscribing to SIG term, or you like and ignoring it, or you don't ignore it and just being terminated.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you need to rewrite the proposal to what Todd implemented. Because at the beginning of Team's comment is that this is not a change of behavior, this gap between pre-stop and SIG term. It's kind of true.
I think he may not understand this correctly. This is definitely the change from the existing behavior.
Yeah, because it's almost instantaneously. In Golang, it's literally like next instruction. Okay.
Maybe we can invite Tim to make this decision.
I don't think he wants to take this decision. He wants just to make sure that we take the decision with everything, by knowing everything. I think he's just making sure that we have the whole problem without, before taking the decision. But I don't think he's like interested in taking himself the decision. He just wants to make sure that we take the decision with the best approach. And sometimes he's writing things like this just to ping pong. Just
yeah. Okay. I can reply to that and see what he thinks.
Okay. So and you want me to rewrite something in the PR, cap PR, or?
I really like the first approach better, but I am convinced that it's easier if you go with different approach, with pre-stop being respected to the end, and then SIG term, like there is a gap between end of pre-stop and SIG term. So I'm convinced that logically it's better, but I really feel that it goes a little bit against what I think we should be doing, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So
Okay.
mostly because like I can explain better. So I feel like Kubernetes. I used to work in monitoring space where like timeouts and delays are critical, and you cannot just do like extra 5 seconds just because and in Kubernetes it's a little bit different values because we need reliability and predictability. We respected more. So like I remember my first shock when I joined Kubernetes is when some API command was failing test because map ordering changed, and instead of fixing test to make map ordering um, to just like test to account for map ordering to be different in different cases, what they did is I don't remember who did it, but somebody sent a PR and it was approved to sort a response of API server. So instead of just saying like we want faster API response, we said like we want more predictable API response over performance, and it still boggles me. But I understand more like working with different customers, like more and more I value this predictability and reliability. So in this case, the same. Like I feel that SIG term that terminates in the middle of pre-stop is will allow to write even faster programs with even less delays. But at the same time, like I'm convinced that alternative approach with gap between pre-stop and SIG term is easier to implement and will cause less confusion. So it's more reliable in a sense. That's why I'm like, yeah, I like it more, but like I'm convinced that alternative approach is better. So if you have time to rewrite it to that alternative approach, I would appreciate it.
Then,
Yes, sure.
and how do you think about introducing new field for this lifecycle hook?
No.
I'm really
yeah.
yes.
Let me reply with this example of spot instances. Like if team believes that this is less important, then we can discuss it, because I don't see how new field will make it easier to terminate pods in these situations. So we need to. I want to optimize for spot instances more than suggested here, and new field wouldn't help us at all.
My concern is that if we make the change to the existing field, then that would be the breaking change. But if we make the new field, then we make whatever we want. So that way we can. It is easier to persuade like API reviewers.
Yeah, I understand that, but whatever, like this new field, let's get on the same page. So new field you're talking about is how to split time between sidecars and regular containers, right?
No exact thing. Like we
No, you mean creating a new hook, right?
Yes, pod pre-stop hook.
Instead of calling pre-stop, you just call pod pre-stop.
Yes, we make the new one.
Why pre-stop? No, pod stop. Because this hook is executed when the pod stops.
Yeah, we need to understand semantics.
Because if we say pre-stop, then it implies that you will wait for this to finish before stopping the pod.
Maybe we
or like
have
pod
better
stop
name.
initiated, or pod exiting,
Yeah.
pod, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But then we have the same question, like, do we send the SIG term during this pod stop hook, or do we wait until it's finished to send it?
Yes, but
at the end we still have the same problem.
yes, but we can decide whatever we want because it will not break the existing behavior because it is the new field, so we can make whatever we want.
But will this pre-stop execute before? Like, will pre-stop execute before pod stop or after pod stop?
I think right after. I think pre-stop should start after the previous sidecar and regular containers are
No,
terminated.
in parallel. In parallel, they should trigger at the same time, right? Enfin, no. Okay, it depends.
Yes.
Because yeah, the pod shutdown should trigger the pod stop hook, and the pre-stop, this one will start when it's the turn of the container to stop.
Yeah. Yes.
So then it could happen. They could like overlap. It depends. They are just not related. At a moment of time, they could like both be executing or not.
Yes. Then we have to decide to interrupt it or not, or wait for it.
Yeah,
that is just one idea.
Yeah, this is why also at some point we were thinking about a signal, right? Instead of an execution, like a real Unix signal. But then we have the issue of which one do we take, and will people be happy? And because at least the signal, you know, it's just boom. It doesn't execute. It doesn't stay long. It's just a moment in time.
Yeah. Anyway, I think what we have is better. Even with the gap. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I will write the alternative approach, and that's it. And Sergey will wait for pod v2.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. See you.
Thank you.